This lazy sod couldn't even get out of bed for a 7 o'clock start. It's now 7:45 and I've just left the yard.
Well, here we go. We're just pulling into Ashford now. Yeah, relatively smooth run actually. Pretty much no traffic. Yeah, so we've had 4 seasons in one day. It feels like a blooming Crowded House song. Yeah, a bit nuts really. So now it's blazing hot sunshine. I'm hoping this is going to stay in for my unload, but anybody's guess. So get unloaded, and then it's a case of hoon round the corner to Sheerness Docks, and then go and get loaded with reels there. So we'll have to see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, you lot are having fun. I'm having a fairly good day. A bit different. Well, it's not a bit different. It's been a bit boring actually. Straight down the road, straight back up the road. One delivery, one collection. Have no idea how far I'm going to get. We'll have to see. So, yeah. Anyway, right, time to get into Ashford. I'll catch you in a bit.
Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is too. It's absolutely gorgeous. I am fully freighted with reels of paper on, and we're heading towards Selby on the A19 at the moment, and I'm not liking these reels today. It's a really heavy load.
Mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A19.
I apologise about her, but I don't know where I'm going, and I want to keep my eyes on the road as much as I can. So, yeah, yesterday when we loaded, the guy said you've only got 9 on.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
So you've only got 9 reels on. I said, oh really? He said, yeah. He said, any more you'll go overweight. So they are extremely heavy. A19 closed at non-HGV diversion that way. Oh my god, hang on, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Hang on, there's trucks coming this way, that's alright. Yeah, so
follow A19 for 4.5.
and it looks like I'm gonna have to turn round because I'm just going to put my hazards on, check my map. I wonder if asking someone would be a thing. Let's find out what we're doing here. I hate road closures. Hi mate! Sorry mate, I took the wrong exit off the roundabout. Can I is there a diversion down that way?
Where you going?
I'm going to Selby.
Yeah, get down. Bit tight, but it's a lot easier than going back.
It's very rare that we actually get. It's very rare that we actually get a delivery that's timed. I don't actually know who that was that's tooting, but if you watch my videos, look, mate. carrying today is a bit of a puzzle piece. I'll try and insert a photo if I remember now. It's basically two 40-foot containers with the sides cut out, as you see, or you didn't see if I forgot, because, well, I'm having one of them days, aren't I? We're going to slot them together, bolt them together. Well, actually, I don't know if they're going to be bolted or welded, whatever, but yeah, they're going to be put together and turned into one big building. It'll be 16 foot wide, yeah, 16 foot wide by 40 foot long. We'll see how we get on. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with the journey, trying to catch up some of this time that I've now lost because I can't get out of bed. And I'll speak to you in a bit.
A bit windy in the village, he says. Oh, goodness me. Alright, folks, I'll be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to this. Take it steady. Will I get down there? Will I get down there alright?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Yeah, going to Selby. 16.
Couple of bridges.
Is there?
Didn't notice what height they were.
Alright, cheers mate.
Two bridges. Didn't notice what height.
Lovely, thanks mate, appreciate that. Cheers mate.
Turn right.
I'm going to turn round. Yeah, I'm going back that. Yeah. Lovely, thanks mate. Yeah, back up to where that diversion was. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Is that the diversion sign where it says Selby, or go all the way down to where they've closed it off? Yeah. Lovely, thank you mate, appreciate it.
Well, there you go. That's loading reels horizontally at Sheerness Docks. loading and strapping. I was kind of lucky because sometimes they're funny with the cameras, but the younger lads seem to be a bit alright with it. So yeah, I'm going to get that on film for you. I'm really looking forward to how that comes out. Anyway, time for us to get the heck out of Dodge, go and pick a paperwork up, and then head down the road. And I think we'll probably end up at Medway tonight because it's the wrong time of night to be trundling about the place. So yeah, we'll do a quick print out, have a look and see what our timings are like, and we can go from there.
Just want to talk to you really quickly about Truck Fest. If any of you are going to be going to Peterborough Truck Fest, which I believe is the 30th and the 31st, it's the last weekend, it's the bank holiday weekend, it's the Sunday, Monday. Yeah, if any of you are going to be going, let me know down in the comments now. Let me know that you're going to be there. Yeah, I have actually just booked, I say just, yesterday, I've booked the lorry in for the show. Yeah, so I will be there with me and my wife. We're going to be there all weekend with the lorry. If anyone wants to come and say hi, by all means come and do so. Anyway, for the rest of you that's not coming to Truck Fest, that's not really interested in coming to say hello, I shall crack on, get on with the journey. As I said before, loads of time to make up. Let's do this. Go!
This morning I seem to be on shuttle runs, just moving stuff around. We had one little drop in Newark, nice and easy, old school drums. So these are called drum covers. So the 45-gallon drums that I carry around the place are EU stamped. They're made to a very specific specification, but the old versions of those are not. And very occasionally, not very often, but very occasionally, we pick up a load from Burton-upon-Trent, which is the old factory. And the old factory has lots of old school kit. Now that old school kit manufactures original style drums and different and unique drums. So like the little grease drums, and then it does conical shaped drums, that kind of stuff. And today I had a bit of an unusual load in so much that I have what we call drum carriers, which is effectively just another drum, it's just bigger. And what it allows people to do, like Enviro, is they use drum carriers to carry non-EU spec drums full of waste. So that could be mixed fuel, it could be mixed oils, it could be any of the harsh substances that come out of cars, brake fluid, that kind of stuff, all waste material. Quite often these garages put them into non-EU registered drums, which is fine, but they can't by law carry them on a truck. So what they have to do is they have to take said drum, put it in a carrier, and then carry the drum in the carrier. That way the rules and regs are that drum is then safe to carry about the place. So I had a load of those to drop off this morning, and they're quite a bit bigger. So where I'd normally get 265 drums on a load, I think this is only 100 drums on pallets. Nice and easy, straightforward. Really nice bunch there at that place, and I've just I had my break there, which was good. And now we're firing on down the road to Northampton. So crossover 617, head down to I believe it's the A1, scoot down the A1 a bit, and then across into Northampton, go and collect out of a bibby depot there. So all in all, pretty good really. Yeah, had a wicked weekend and just generally causing mayhem.
Oh, I need to go wee. Well, there's no way I'm going to weigh against up my wheels anymore. Now I've got my wheel trims on. Right, I believe we take... No, it's not yet. It's a little bit further yet. I thought it was this right turning, but just looked and it isn't. It's a little bit further. I got excited over nothing. Mind you, I wouldn't have made that turning anyway, so it's a good job it ain't down there. So as you can see, I've actually had a bit of a... I ain't never going to make that, am I? Yeah, that'll go. Get up there, you... No swearing. Yeah, as you can see, I've had a bit of a play with... Oh, I hope that wasn't my wheel trim. Something just went bang. Check the wheels wheel when we get there. The wheels will. Yeah, that camera that's facing forward, let me know in the comments now, what do you think of that angle or that view? Is that better than when I normally put it just in the windscreen facing forward? What do you prefer?
Turn right.
Right, we're actually meant to be turning right here. Yeah, Caversham Lakes. And the first job will be go and find the toilet. In fact, what I might do is pull over in a second. Yeah, I think I might stop and wait here. I can't wait there, I'll be blocking the road, won't I? I can wait there though. That looked weak. Bumpy, no tipping, 24-hour CCTV. Right, we'll wait here for the other driver, let him go past and then we'll follow him in. I'll come back to you in a second. I need to go and check my wheels.
So thank you for all your comments, guys. We love seeing the comments, especially you, Cloudmaker. You make my day with some of your comments. If you've never checked out the comments on some of the videos, please do that, because there are some brilliant ones on there. And if you feel like it or you want to say something, don't hesitate. We don't bite. We really enjoy your comments and actively encourage them. So please, please, please don't hesitate. Give us a comment if you want to know something, you want to ask something, or there's something you want to see. Just put it in the comments below. We'll always give a response, and we'll always give an answer. We're pretty good about that between Will, Daz and I. And if you've got a specific question you want to ask Daz, Will or I, feel free to call us out by name and we'll respond. The comment section is actually one of the fun bits of the job. I'm getting to talk to you lot. It's a real privilege, and we don't discredit that at all. We love doing it. So yeah, please, please, please give us your comments, ask us questions. We like that, and we'll either respond on there or we will respond on there, but you might well, if you ask for something specific, we might well add that into the vlog as well, so yeah, you get to see some of the bits and pieces. Been catching up with some of the other vloggers recently. Ashley Hale UK, if you've not checked him out, there's a link. Click that link, have a look. He's a brilliant vlogger, he's hilarious. Another one we catch up with, good friend of Will's, SamK, real friend to the channel. Yeah, check him out as well. Don't forget, Sam's hilarious. His vlogs are brilliant, and really, really, really well worth a watch. And of course, except for access, Tom is brilliant. There's some really interesting stuff going on with Tom at the moment, so yeah, check that out as well. He had an interesting experience on the M62, so yeah, check it out. It was really good. wanted to talk about, and I've seen more and more stuff coming through about this recently, is the national shortage of drivers, HGV drivers in the profession. I think the figures are kind of slightly astounding. I think with people retiring, what have you, by the year 2025 will be something like 200,000 drivers short, according to that. And then there's not many guys coming into the industry. You very rarely see young drivers driving. Well, I say young drivers in the 20s driving these trucks around the place. And I hear a lot of reasons for it, be that wages, be it working conditions, be it the fact that you're away the whole time. Some of these younger guys get young families that want to be around. Will's a classic example of this. Will doesn't tramp, he's a day driver, and that is a life choice for Will. Will, I think, would probably happily tramp if his family could go with him, but the reality of it is that they can't. The kids have to go to school. The HIAB wife does her own thing and has stuff that she has to get on with. So, yeah, young drivers coming into this industry, it's very difficult to get a good job in this industry when you're first starting out. If you're a new driver, it's really challenging, and time again, especially when we do the live sessions, we get asked the questions: what do you recommend for young drivers getting in there and getting onto the job? Come on, let me through, you plank. Thank you. And that is a classic example of some of the not so savoury parts of our job. Another not so savoury part of our job can be the wages. For new drivers, they can go and stack shelves in Tesco's and get 13 quid an hour, 12 quid an hour, 10 quid an hour. I say stack shelves in Tesco's. There are jobs out there for people who are maybe not qualified for them to do. There are jobs out there for the unqualified, which pay quite well, and they're easy. They're regular set hours. They are jobs where you can turn up, do a day's work, and go, or do 8 hours work and then go home, and you get paid reasonably well for it. And when you look at the wages that we receive, whether it be you're on a day rate or whether you're on an hourly rate or whether you're on a salary, doesn't matter. The wages in HGVs at the moment aren't the greatest, and when you consider the investment required to get your license, I'm really not surprised that youngsters aren't coming through. That, and there's the companies want people with experience, as with every industry, but more so with the truck industry. Minimum of 3 years, minimum of 5 years experience. You've got to be over this age, you've got to be this, you've got to be that, you've got to be the other. And these companies don't offer help if you've managed to get your Class 2 licence. It's rare that a company will offer financial assistance or incentive to go and get a Class 1 licence. Even though technically you're adding to your skill set, because as soon as you get your Class 1 licence, you're not just restricted to a Class 1 truck, you can drive a Class 2 truck, or you can drive a wagon and drag. So these companies that have wagon and drags, they can send you off to do all sorts of stuff. And I think training is a big facet in it. If you turn around to a 25-year-old and say, yeah, we've got a job for you, but you're going to have to go out and pay £3,000 for your licence, your lessons, your driving test, and your medical, and your CPC, and then once you've done that, we're going to offer you a minimum wage job or a low wage job for what you're doing. Oh, and did I mention the hours are unsociable, and quite often you'll be, when you want to be at home, you won't be because something will have gone wrong and you'll be stuck out for the night. Not really very much attraction there. And the older drivers, especially myself, Daz, Will, those of us who've been doing it a while, we've got ourselves into jobs where we know that we can manipulate our days. We know how to make the system work. But for a new driver, the system can be really hard work to navigate. And these guys, bless them, they come in, they're expecting to do a 10, 11 hour day, and their planner whacks them with 2 13s and 3 15s for the week. So, well, you think you're going to do a nice 40-hour week, and you end up doing a 70-hour week. And it's a killer. It is a killer. That added on a 9-hour rest break. Well, you look at a 9-hour rest break if you're on shortened days. Sorry, shortened nights. If you're on shortened nights, 9-hour rest break, the time you've parked up, you start your 9-hour rest period, probably spend an hour each end of the day having a sort out and tidy up and what have you, and doing your own stuff, maybe getting some food or going to do some shopping or something like that. And then you're expected to get up 7 hours later to go and get cracked on with another full 15-hour day. It's tiring. Anybody who thinks that truck drivers just sit on their ass for however many hours a day, you try doing this. You got to focus, especially with the way people drive on the road. You have to be alert all the time. It's a 44-ton wrecking ball doing 56 mile an hour. And if you're not alert and somebody chops in front of you, or, I don't know, pedestrians walk out on the road and you're driving along and you don't stop, as the truck driver, you're the one that gets blamed. Not the pedestrian, not the car driver. Very rarely does the car driver get the blame. I recently had an experience, well, I say recently, it's about 6-12 months ago. I had an experience where I pulled up to a roundabout and I was turning right on the roundabout. So in order to turn right on the roundabout, I'd straddled the 2 lanes, effectively killing those 2 lanes to make sure I got enough space for the trailer to come round so I didn't take anybody out. And I was stationary at the roundabout waiting to go, and a car came off the motorway behind me, came screaming down the on-ramp. There was a little Corsa. He looked down the right-hand side of me, so this side, the side that I was trying to keep clear for my sideswipe my trailer, and he misjudged it, and he smacked the back of the trailer, took his wing mirror off, dented the door, scraped down the wing, all this kind of stuff. And then he blamed me. And do you know what the court said? You're a bigger vehicle. You're slower moving. You have more time to react. I was stationary. Doesn't matter. The car wins. It's bizarre. When new drivers hear that story, or people who are considering going into it, knowing that they're always going to be the one at fault if something goes wrong, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in this industry. Not a new driver now, no chance.
That's us all tipped. There's nothing else on my PDA, so I've decided to go and find somewhere to park. I could park in here, but I know there's a lay-by on the way back up to where I'm going, so, well, assuming I'm going that way, but there's a roundabout with either side of it, so I can go anywhere I want. But yeah, so happy days. Nice quick tip, nice and easy. Truck feels a lot easier and lighter now, which is fantastic. We're liking them apples. Still got my retarder on. Don't think we have to stop, do we? Stop, I'm not sure. I think so. And then a what? There we go. And off. We jolly well Trotsky.
In 300 yards, turn right onto A63.
Which, let's face it, is the better way to be facing because that's towards all the motorways and is more likely to send me up the motorway than... Marvellous, look at that, an empty lay-by we can just chill for a bit in.
Your destination is on the right.
Yes, right. I'm going to have a break here and all that malarkey. And I'll see you in a bit.
You look at our industry and you look at our world and the way we live, and especially when you're tramping and you're living in your truck, the reality of it is that it's a lonely job. It is a lonely job. Most of the day you're on your own. Come on, matey, in you come. Most of the day you're on your own, and that can be a good thing. Generally, on the whole, you get left alone to get on with it. But then, if you're late for a drop, the office rings you to find out what's happened, and I would say 5 out of 10 times, about 50% of the time, the office will turn around and give you an earful because you're late, because you chose a different route. And I know quite often that some of these bigger companies now, they provide you with a sat-nav and tell you which route to use, which is great until you get to a low bridge that you can't get under. But because Google Maps doesn't register the height of bridges versus the height of trailers, you find that the route that they've chosen for you, or you've been told to take, isn't any good. And then there's of course this thing now with cameras in the cabs. I mean, I don't have one in here, other than obviously what you're looking through. But CCTV in your cab. Now, I'm sure if you went to a office, or an office or building, and you turned around and said to each employee in that office building, from now on, I'm going to put a camera that listens to you and watches you all day, every day. I'm sure if you did that, there would be anarchy. Absolute anarchy. Yet, in a truck driver's world, it's part of the norm. We just have to accept it. I have to say, I disagree with internal cameras when you've got a truck that you live in. I get changed in here. I cook my meals in here. I have, when I'm not driving down the road and I'm parked up in the evening on my rest break, friends will pop in and we'll have a chat and what have you. I don't want all that recorded. That's my time. I'm off the clock. You get companies that try and say, oh, the cameras are switched off when the keys aren't in the ignition. Unfortunately, that ain't the case. The reality of it is the way the cameras are set up, they can record any time, day or night. Bad enough having trackers on the vehicles that keep a track of exactly what you're doing every moment of every day. So I know a guy who unfortunately had an incident with his office. He was driving down a 50-mile-an-hour road and he thought he was doing 50, and his speedo said he was doing 50, and he got back to the office and he got pulled into the office and there was a sheet put in front of him with his tracker data on it. Okay, what's this all about? He goes. It transpires the tracker had been tracking him doing 53 miles an hour in a 50. And he was fully freighted at the time, and at points when you're going downhill, sometimes you do crest over 50 mile an hour. You try not to, obviously, and you use the engine braking and what have you, but sometimes you just do. And he got given a written warning for it, even though realistically it was a minor indiscretion. and I do mean a minor indiscretion. I know another chap who was driving down a motorway. I believe it was the A74M, and on some of the big hills he allowed the truck to roll over to 60 mile an hour, which is the national legal speed limit for a truck in the UK. What he didn't realise was that company policy stated that the truck should not go over 56 mile an hour. So although he was working within the letter of the law, company policy dictated otherwise, and he got fired for speeding. So there's not really a huge number of things for, if you know that if you make a minor mistake or a minor error of judgment, that your company's going to fry you for it. There's not really a lot of incentive to go there at all. So new drivers, yeah, you have my empathies. You do have my empathies. I love working for a small company. It's one of the joys of my world is that I work for a company that has that has 4 Class 1 drivers, or 5 Class 1 drivers, one that doesn't drive for his day job, but he can do when he's needed to. And we're a bit of a dysfunctional family. We have our moments, we have our spats, but we have a lot of fun as well. And the nice thing about it is the boss comes out and drives with us, so he understands the challenges. A lot of these companies where the boss is just looking at a balance sheet, it can be very, very difficult for a driver in those types of companies. I'd never work for a big company again, I don't think. A small or medium-sized company where everyone's a human. That'd be my way forwards.
Right then, let's get out of here.
You will arrive at your destination at 1:44 p.m.
Get my seatbelt on. Yeah, so we actually had to do a bit of jiggling about with the containers. Basically, they're actually being bolted and welded and everything together, so they had to be millimetre perfect, in line, level, straight.
300 yards, turn left.
Yeah, and it was on. Well, you see what the ground was like. It was just dust, basically. Obviously, that's going to turn to mud as it gets wet. So it was a bit tricky trying to level them off. But we've got it done. It's now 11:30.
Turn left.
Let's go complete the day. We're now running back to the yard, or at least that direction. We're going to go and pick up another 40-foot container. Is it? Yeah, another 40-foot container, and that's going nice and local to my house actually, so it's about 15-20 minutes up the road from where I live.
We've had our little break and we're going 3 miles away from where I currently am, but because of that road closure I've got to go 22 miles out of my way.
After half a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A63.
It is what it is. I've got to do what I've got to do. I'll mute her for a couple of minutes so you haven't got to put up with her whining on about where I need to be going. So yeah, this place that I've got to go and collect from, it's a full load of bricks and I need full PPE, so I'm going to look like a Tango Man. I'm going to absolutely sweat. It's 20 degrees outside and yeah, forward to sweating, but there we are. It's got to be done. Can have a shower tonight. So it's all good. Yeah, so we'll get over there, we'll get these bricks, take them where they're going, and then we'll end up in Ellesmere Port tonight. Don't know what time, but hey, it doesn't matter really. Doesn't matter what time. Let's just get the job done.